In 2013, Crystal Dynamics breathed new life into an aging franchise and provided an engaging origin story for one of video gaming's most beloved heroines. 2 years later, the timed exclusive sequel follows up with more refined gameplay and an entirely new environment. Rise of the Tomb Raider may not break new ground the way its predecessor did for the franchise, but like the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. With the help of some next-gen power from the Xbox One, Crystal Dynamics does an excellent job immersing players in one incredible landscape after another. Tomb Raider has always been about exploration and discovering hidden worlds that have been lost to history. To that end, Rise doesn't just meet expectations, it exceeds them. Fans have seen Lara Croft in an Arctic setting before, but nothing like this. As a fan of the series, I was pleasantly surprised by these new surroundings and how immediately Siberia feels like a classic Tomb Raider location. There's enough variety in each locale to prevent the setting from becoming stale, and before long the biting cold of Russian tundra is replaced with the warm, lush environments fans are more familiar with. The survival mechanic established in 2013's Tomb Raider is back and better than ever this time around. There are plenty of welcome new features like improved stealth traversal and combat, and a robust crafting system. As the game progresses, Lara can hunt and harvest different types of animals, plants, and survival caches to create tools, pouches, and special ammunition. These materials are abundant and strategically placed throughout the game, so regardless of difficulty, it's possible to have all the gear you'll need to progress. Completionists also have the benefit of tons of materials and plot developing items to collect. All of this is a natural progression from the previous game and feels right at home as a mainstay Tomb Raider feature. That said, the start and stop progression through areas full of bad guys can become tedious. In longer stretches of moving from one instanced cover-based conflict to the next, influences from other franchises do become more apparent. The gameplay isn't the only thing that's updated and evolved in Rise of the Tomb Raider. There's a logical plot progression weaving throughout the game, and with it a genuine sense of urgency that will keep players engaged. A broader narrative unfolds as you play, and the conflict between Lara and a sinister organization known as Trinity quickly takes center stage. Crystal Dynamics has taken care to establish something of a nemesis moving forward, and it's nice to see a larger world begin to take shape. Players interested in the story will also be happy to know that there aren't any awkward, loose ends. Rise of the Tomb Raider has a self-contained story that easily stands out as one of the best in the series, clearing the path for future conflict between Lara and Trinity. Unfortunately, this organization and their purpose aren't entirely clear, and they begin to feel interchangeable with a similar power-hungry group from another well-known franchise. Stop me if you've heard this before. Two sides with different ideologies at war over a priceless artifact with unspeakable power. There are worse ways to introduce a powerful and plot-central villain, but a greater sense of the stakes involved would have been nice. For players not in a rush to get on with the story, there is a lot to discover in each of the game's location hubs, large open-world areas that are connected by linear story. Side missions are plentiful and rewarding and help establish context with the overall story. Many of them do come down to simply clearing areas or fetching specific items, but they're always optional and never really get in the way. Fans disappointed by the lack of tombs in the 2013 reboot can breathe easily this time around, as there are lots of challenge tombs and hidden areas to explore. These skill testing areas will require Lara to make the most of her gear to solve puzzles and reap the rewards, just like the good old days of the classic platformer. Unfortunately, the linear narrative doesn't really stray from this path, nor does it take Lara through many tombs, leaving it up to you to find these challenge tombs and conquer them on your own time. The reward for doing so is incentive enough, but fans looking for some classic Tomb Raider action will want to check them out anyway. Taking a break from the story completely, players can jump into expeditions, challenge-driven remixes of various missions and locations. It's a fun addition to the game, offering up a variety of gameplay tweaks and new experiences. It is, however, based on an in-game currency system that doesn't quite come across as well as games like Halo 5 Guardians, where this usage is expanded to multiplayer modes. Expeditions are a fun afterthought, but ultimately not as engaging as the core game. Rise of the Tomb Raider largely accomplishes what it sets out to do, filling the footsteps of its predecessor while carving a new path for the franchise. The beautiful new locations made possible by advances in gaming hardware stand out as some of the best in the series. The gameplay features a good amount of variety while still feeling and playing like a classic Tomb Raider game. The story, while straightforward in scope, opens up the possibility for future titles without relying on them. There are things to watch out for as well. Traversal can suffer the same issues that plague other titles featuring free running and climbing mechanics. Missing the mark only slightly can result in some strange behavior, and while these glitches aren't really game-breaking, they are still frustrating. There's also little replay value once the game's story is completed. Challenge tombs and expedition modes aside, the lack of multiplayer means a less engaging ongoing experience, but it's understandable why Crystal Dynamics chose to cut it from the sequel. Its exclusion means more time spent on the rest of the game, and it certainly shows. Whether you're a longtime fan of the Tomb Raider series or you've only just become acquainted with Lara Croft, Rise of the Tomb Raider is a worthy follow-up, not only for the rebooted series, but the franchise at large. Thanks for checking out our review of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome gaming content.